Hey y'all, this is Rose from Definia's Reply under Bent Isn't Broken. Thank you all for listening, talking, sending messages, doing everything that you do. I appreciate you so very much. And I thank you. Because each thing that you guys do is encouragement. If it's one person that watches, it's so exciting. Doesn't have to be 1,000. I wish it was 1,000,000, but it doesn't have to be 5. But I wish it was 10,000,000 because I give true stuff, not puffed up, not to impress, but because I feel like we're all a little bent to keep us from getting broken. I live to help in that area so much. That's my desire. To watch smiles that are genuine smiles, not perpetrated for the public smiles. You know, sometimes we have a little perpetrated smile that we put on when we walk out the front door. But I desire in my soul that none of us have to deal with the perpetrated smile, and we could just walk out and be happy and excited, and even in the middle of trials and tribulations, we still are able to live and love and enjoy whatever we have left in this world. I have one for you guys today. Starting not to do it because it's a little sensitive area when it comes to certain things and certain people, and I didn't know if it was going to be okay. I had to pray and hone myself down. I am a parent, and I take that job seriously, and I take the safety of my children seriously, and I take their well-being and their health and stuff. I take that seriously, and so I have to be careful because the mommy comes out, and then when mommy comes out, sometimes she don't have scriptures with her. She's just a mommy. She's the person who gave birth to an individual. And love them and want to watch their back. Even when they get 65, we still want to watch their back. We still want to be able to stand in the gap for them. We don't want no evil, hurt, harm, or danger to befall upon them. Therefore, so sometimes we're not what people would have us to be when it comes to our children. Sometimes we 100% that mother hen, and it is what it is. That's true reality, and fathers also. The mothers and fathers, parents, we're different. You can sometimes take a shotgun and blow our knees off, and it'll be easier for you than to just do something to our children, regardless of what it is, because that's truth. We spitting truth here. So I say all that to say this. I got this letter from this lady, and she says that her son's been dating somebody for about 17, 18 months. This one is really intense with a lot of information, so you're going to see me skip through, just pull enough out to give y'all what I'm referring to. And that she kind of knew from the beginning that it was 1,000,000 red flags. But she didn't open her mouth. She would let the person come to her home. She would do anything because she wanted her son to be happy, and she didn't want to seem like she was being neglectful to his relationship, although she just did not like it. So some information came into her ear, and she still didn't say anything. She prayed about it, and she was hoping that her child didn't get hurt behind it. She says, and about a couple of months ago, some information came to her, and she became the private eye investigator. She started to look into it and investigated it, and people told her that the boy's girlfriend, fiance, it says, or whatever they call themselves, was hanging out with another individual. She started to go and check and see and look and be nosy for herself. She says, and after a couple of months of her discovering the whole truth, she decided to get her son, bring him close to her, and have a conversation with him. The son went back and he said something about it, and everyone got mad and said she should not have said anything. She says her heart was broken and she was sad because she loved her child, and she just don't want to see her child get in no trouble, heartbreak, or sadness. Okay, I respect that lady. And to be honest, most of us will when we're telling the truth. Like I say, this is a difficult one because I got kids. And I like the way she investigated. She checked everything out. We have to be careful with our children. All our children are not raised, out there. Some of them are porch puppies. And they go and they get into the world and they start seeing things. And that's sons and daughters. And they start being around people. I have no issue with parents saying they don't like Bob or they don't like Alice. They don't like Alice. We don't like Alice because Alice ain't the right type for our son. We don't like Bob because Bob is not right. I mean, they'll understand it better and better by and by or whatever, but whether I don't like them because they're not the same color. I don't like them because they're not educated enough or whatever. I don't like them because they didn't go to the same schools. I don't like them because of their parents. I don't like them because, hey, all that's other people's business. That's not my business. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Either it changes later or it doesn't. Sometimes it's best, let me go there. Sometimes it's best that you learn early. You don't spend 30 years with people and then you got to deal with something. I have a friend who wasn't liked because she wasn't wealthy enough to be around that guy and his parents. Not that he was all of that, but they had $1 or $2. And then she the one ended up having to see after the woman, take care of and do everything. That same very one that y'all didn't like, that's the one who had to take care of you, wipe you, feed you, see about you and do all of that very same one. So it fixes itself sometimes. But I'm here to say, ma'am, you do not have to be sad that you investigated and you figured some stuff out. It has been known in the newspapers, in the police department, and in the sad obituaries and everywhere else that things can happen. You have a sensitive daughter or son or niece or nephew and they get caught up in some stuff. People jump off bridges, kill themselves, overdose, do all type of things because they're a little heartbroken. Some of them get buck wild and they go and they slaughter up people. We don't want none of those things to happen. And if you said you didn't want him to get catched up with something that he wouldn't be able to handle. For an example, if he walk up on them doing whatever they doing, then you don't know how your baby was going to react. So you say you took him to a closed off environment and you told him everything you know and you showed him the proof that you had because you needed it to soak into him before so he can act, don't stab me in the back. Let me see you coming. Because I don't know what to do if you're sneaking up behind me. And I get her, but like I said, I really didn't want to do it because I got kids, sons and daughters. And I don't want nobody messing with my children. You'll do better to shoot me in the leg with a sawed-off shotgun than to mess with my children. I'm being honest, y'all. Being real, real, real honest. I respect, but like I said, I started not to do it because people are sensitive. Like, well, you're supposed to do this and go do this. Yeah, she said, one lady stepped up and said, you're supposed to be a Christian. You shouldn't have told. What you mean? What you mean I wasn't supposed to protect my child? Christians don't protect their children. What we do, say abracadabra and leave them out there? For anything happen to, and I'm at the funeral singing near, oh my God, to thee, or we'll understand it better by and by, or whatever. And when my child at the jailhouse at their trial. So yeah, that kind of got her when a person told her she's supposed to be a Christian. She shouldn't have said that. What was she supposed to do? That's a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard decision to make. So y'all give people a break sometimes. And don't always throw my Christianity in my face. Like she said, why would you bring, and I'm asking, why would you throw the Christianity in the face? Her parenthood goes out the window once she become a Christian. She's not supposed to do anything or say anything or whatever. Which one of us wouldn't? Unless you don't care about your child and you want anything to happen to him. Do we not know? Y'all know the things that we done been through in life and relationships. Y'all know some of the hurdles we done jumped, some of the tears we done cried with snot blowing out our nose. Who want their children to go through all of that? If you can stop it and you can help them and you can be there for them, then do what you need to do. I'm not saying round up the posse and go out and help them kill nobody. I'm saying get your child. If you can warn them and you got one of them ones that may be sensitive enough that'll listen to what you're saying, then do your best to help and try. Your very best to help and try. I mean, there's a whole lot of things I probably can say about this, but like I said, I don't want to get too far into this because this is an issue for me because I have sons and daughters, and I don't want anybody to just do anything they want to them or mistreat them or walk over them, and I do not. And at the same way I feel about other kids, any one of my children will tell you quickly, I do not play like that. You're not going to go hurt nobody else's child or mistreat them or do anything. That's me. I feel like that. Some people team kids regardless to whatever they do to other people. That's all right to them. Then they make up an excuse. They child is, and it always is the other person. It's going to always be the other person for certain people. Let them tell it's the other person always. Always. That's just their thing and their motto. But as for me, since the question was sent to me, I feel like you did what you did the way you did it. And I think that was a respectful way because I know people would have told it the first second they got wind of it. In fact, I know folks that would have stepped to her and say, now they tell me that you running around, laying around, doing this and doing that. Now, if my child get caught up in the mix of that, the story going to read differently in the newspaper. I know people would have said it like that. But, ma'am, you didn't do none of that. You waited, investigated, tried. Then you got your child, and you went to a secluded place, and you had them where they could cry, where they could talk, where they could ask questions, and you did that thing proper and right. So whoever the person was that ran back and said something, you shouldn't have did this. Well, I do know one of the people, and I hope this don't put too much information out there, but one of the people that stepped to that lady was one of the girl's aunts. But of course she gonna step. That's her niece. She probably knew what she been doing all along. And we real on this channel. So, but you can be a Christian. You can tell your children what's for them and what you feel like you can be. You don't have to be a bully. You don't have to be setting a plot and a plan to go blow up their house and none of that. But you are as obligated to take care and see about your child as you is to do other stuff. Yeah. That's absolutely true. We got to lay it on the line. But see, that's tricky. That's tricky because you come out, use my motherhood. Don't use how much I love the Lord. That's not a reason to keep me to be quiet while you dismantle my child's entire life, have them in a place where they can't bounce back for. I ain't friendly like that. I don't know who is, and you need to check an individual when they tell you they are, because those probably the worst kind. But anyway, I just stopped by today because the lady said that, and that bothered me. That bothered me because, like I said, I'm a parent, and it depends on what's really happening at the time. I love the Lord. I believe in Him, and I know He got things covered. But there is nothing written down anywhere that says you can't go before them and have a conversation with them. And I think she did. Bravo to you, ma'am. Bravo to you. You need to give a class. You need to give a class on how us parents are supposed to handle stuff when we know that our children is being drugged down a rock road with cut diamonds, cut glass inside the rocks. I think that you are excellent. I think you're excellent. Do not feel bad. Do not let anyone make you feel bad because you are doing what you need to do. And I think you did it dynamically. You watched as well as prayed. You investigated, and then you went out and did it. And you told him, and you're not writing that he's in jail. You said he cried a little bit, and he said, "Thank you, Mama. I appreciate that." And you said he told you, "I love her, though." So you told me that you said, "I understand that, but do you love yourself?" And that's my question now. You people, you young people and you old people, when someone comes to you to discuss something or tell you something, I understand that you're emotionally attached and tied to people. But you got to think about yourself because you're sitting there and you said, well, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try it. But the way life goes, it ain't too many times you don't walk it down, even when you ain't expecting it. You go into the grocery store to get some milk, and he or she in the holy hand walking in the store with somebody else. It's easy for us to say, we're okay. We're going to be okay, and I got this, until you come face to face with that situation. Take heed when someone takes you somewhere and try to talk to you. Get yourself together and organize and start to learn to love yourself in a manner that you're watching. Because if your mother, who lived 22 miles, she says, away from you, got wind of something in the town that you live in, how could your child not? And she was put in a position to where she had to go and do a private eye thing to, But this is more sad for me than anything, because that's putting parents, they grow up and you have good aspirations, you desire for them to be stuff, and you don't put them in positions where, oh, you got to be doctors and lawyers and such. She says as long as they have great morals, and it doesn't matter if you're working taking out the trash at Burger King or any of those places or anything. She said it doesn't matter as long as they have good morals, good work ethics, and know how to treat people and can hold their head up and walk. That's all I desire. So I've never been the uppity type. I've never been one to want my children on a pedestal. And like I say, I allowed this person to come to my house even when most of the people said not to, and start to say something about her. I would pray for her and allow, and then she turned around and done all this to my child. And I'm not exaggerating. I actually seen it with my own two eyes. Y'all, ma'am, I'm sorry. I say you did the right thing when you put him to the side and told him, because some people would have went and got him and took him where they was at and said, look at that. This child could have ran up on him, did anything. I think you did a marvelous job. I applaud you, mama. I applaud you for the way you did it. You showed great restraint, strength, and character. That was beautiful the way you did it. That was beautiful the way you did it. Bravo, God bless you. And you are who you say you are, regardless of what somebody say, if you was. No, ma'am, you are. Because I know people who can speak in tongues backwards and jump on top of their head and do all of that. Wouldn't have took it like that. Would not have went out like that. Would not have. Then I know people who ain't never stepped foot in the church and would have been humble and quiet. And then there's those ones who would have called everybody, all their cousins and aunties and uncles, and they would have had a showdown. But anyway, I just want to tell you, mommy, hold your head up. It's going to be okay. Keep in prayer with your child and keep praying that he find an exit stage left. Because if it's that bad, it gets worse. It doesn't always get better. So pray or talk to your child and call your other children. You said there's more. See if somebody can talk to him. He in love right now. So he's stuck on stupid a little bit. But it's okay. We're going to pray him up out of that. And we're going to hope that something comes along that can help him and change his mind and bring a difference to his world. And I'm going to keep y'all in my prayers, and especially you, mama, because I know you just really not doing well right now. And you just hold your head up and you keep watchful eye on your child, because that's what you do. Just keep a watchful eye on your baby. And y'all be blessed. This is Rose from Zephaniah to Reply.